Sell Your Car UK is back, taking the hassle out of selling a privately owned car again. And this time we've got this lovely 54 plate, 2004 registered Ford Focus C-Max Zetec. And it is a 1.8 manual. It has done 81,000 miles, has had 3 owners from new. It was bought on 50,000 miles by the current owner, and it is now up for sale through Sell Your Car UK. We're going to have a good look around it so that you know exactly what you're getting with this car. As you can see, it's on a 54 plate, and we can see it is in blue. But what we'll do is we'll go really close, up close and personal, so that there's no one's time wasted when it comes to viewing this car. There are some marks on it, as to be expected, and let's now have a little look and see if they show up on camera. You've got your typical tiny little marks, and we are talking tiny. I'm being very picky with that one. And again, we go down the door. It's not got many marks. You can see there's the standard little scratches. Oh, hello, it's me. You can see the standard little scratches that you find around the handle when people are using the keys in their hand at the same time. If we come round the rear wheel arch on the driver's side, there's a scratch just here, and it looks like quite a few little marks here, quite possibly caused by a bush. You can see these showing up now. Not worth repainting an entire panel for, that's for certain. Possibly could come out with the T-cut, but it's just too big a panel to work on, so it's just not worth the work. Down here we got little marks on the bumper. Again, to be expected. This car is, what, 9 years old? 8 years old? Something like that. We've got down here a little hole there, that's for the tow bar, and they've obviously lost a bit of plastic that goes with it. Not a major problem. You could probably pick one up on eBay. You've got some marks here on the rear of the bumper, just from loading in and out of the boot. A little mark here as well. Hello, me again. I'll get out of the way so you can see the mark. There it is. We come around the car. I'm just using my iPhone to film this, but it does the job perfectly. You can see here some more marks, but they're very light scratches. We've got some bird poo marks. In fact, if I move to the roof, bird poo is a killer. So we've got a couple of bird poo marks, which unfortunately have damaged the paint a tiny bit, but really it's not significant, hardly noticeable, and no one's even going to know. We've got a tiny dimple dent caused by somebody opening a door into this door in a car park in Tesco's. I hope that's showing up. You can see that rippling away there. And we've got another tiny one just down here by the handle, which isn't rippling away, but trust me, there is one. Little marks on the handle, but these are to be expected. They are tiny, and they really don't show up when you're stood back from the car. I'm being very picky to make sure no one's time is wasted. The worst mark on this car is right here. Hopefully you can see this scratch. Looks like somebody's keyed it, or perhaps driven past a bush with a branch sticking out, and that's left a little mark there along the side of the car. That could be easily repaired, but again, it's just not worth doing it for the seller who is selling the car. But if you're the one buying it and you want to do that, probably cost you about 40 or 50 quid to have that sorted out. We've got some marks along here as well. The car's never been involved in an accident, it's never been stolen, it's never been written off by an insurance company, and it doesn't have any finance outstanding on it. As I just go around the front bumper here, you can see it's very clean, the front bumper. You expect to see some stone chips, and we've got some on the bonnet here. We've got a little mark just here. Hope that's showing up. Looks like a bit of road tar. And we've got over here as well just some tiny marks. I'm being very picky. This car is in really good condition, especially considering it's on a 54 plate and it's done 81,000 miles. Let me go around to the boot, because there are some faults with this car, and we're going to start at the boot. I say faults, again, I'm being very honest. As we come around the back, we try to get in. There's a little button just down here to get into the boot, which isn't showing up on the camera, but this is the button just here, and that sadly is no longer working. The way to get into the boot is with the key. Now, there's only one key with the vehicle, but it is remote central locking, as you can see there, and all you need to do is push the button that says boot on it, and the boot will then be unlocked. So you'll hear that now. There you go. And now I can open the boot, and as in true Sell Your Car UK style, in the boot we have the docs. Now, there's sadly not a lot of information with this car. We do have the important things like the registration certificate, the V5, and that shows down here 2 former keepers, so the car's had 3 from new. The current owner purchased the vehicle, we can see here, in November of 2009, and it was first registered in November of 2004. So it's 8 years old, this car. We've only got the one MOT, but it is MOT'd until October of this year, so you've got a month or so left on that. We've got as well the original purchase receipt here from BCA, from British Car Auctions, and we can see here the car was bought originally with 49,874 miles on the clock, so the current owner's done about 30,000. We've got a few bills, nothing serious here. There's a little bold bill here from 24,000 miles done in 06, so that wasn't this current owner. Likewise, we've got another bill here from May of 09, just for diagnostics, again not by this owner, and this owner hasn't kept their bills either. They have just had the brakes replaced, and we're going to find that bill wherever we can, and we can see here some work was done in 2010. Euro Car Parts supplied the parts and it was all paid for. So if any work's been needed on this car, it's been done. We've got books, here are the manuals. Sadly there is no service book itself. We've got the warranty and service guide, which does tell you the service intervals, but there's nothing with any stamps in it. The car though has got verified mileage through the National Mileage Register, and we do that through looking at all the old MOTs online. We don't unfortunately have the printouts for that, but this last MOT was done at 72,385 miles. It's done about 9,000 miles since. Get my finger out of the way as I show you the very important thing of the locking wheel nut key, which is with this car. And if I lift this up here, we can see as well we've got the spare tyre, the jacks under there, and the wheel brace as well, so you can get those bolts off. It's a nice little touch. Now there are some marks in the boot here, as you can see here. The current owner is a musician. I better get my finger out of the way. The current owner is a musician and uses this car to transport his equipment, and obviously taking things out in and out of the car has left its mark, but actually the car is very, very clean. You can see that is the boot, and it is very, very clean, and that is nothing, because now let's make our way round to the interior of the car, and you can see for yourself that this car has got an absolutely stunning interior. It's in great condition. There's no rips, there's no tears, there's no stains, there's no marks. If you're in this car, well, it will feel like a brand new car. It even smells like one. You've got your tray tables for the people in the back, and these seats are very funky. I'm going to try and do this one-handed. Let's see if you can. Let's see if Ford thought of this. Can you do this one-handed when carrying a child? Yes, you can. So the seats fold flat like that, and then as well they can be lifted up as well. Again, let me try this with one hand. There we go. So they do move. Obviously I've got the seatbelt in the way, and that gives you huge amounts of space and easy access to the boot as well. There you can see all our docks, and again the locking wheel nut. So that's your back as I slam that into place, and then still one-handed, still one-handed. Look at that, you can do this carrying a child. I wouldn't. We've got the back here as well. We've got mats in the back, and the car really is really clean. You can see that for yourself. It's in great condition on the interior. That's the back. Oh, it's a bit bright. Let's sort that lighting out. Thank you, iPhone. And this is the front. First thing to notice, this door does squeak a little bit. Very barely. I'm being really picky. Hopefully you can hear that. It's nothing. The door hangs fine. It shuts fine. In fact, just to show you, you can see the shut line here. It's all clean. It's all good. There's me again. You can see that. So the door is actually hanging fine. Probably could do with a bit of WD-40 on the hinge, which is just in there. And you can see it's very clean on the inside as well. This car's well looked after. We can see the seats in the front. Again, no stains, no rips, no tears. There's a little bit of dirt just here. So maybe no stains is harsh, but that is the driver's seat, and it has seen 81,000 miles, and you can see that mileage just there, 81,500 miles, that or thereabouts. Other little faults there are, sadly some, but nothing major. The armrest here has seen better days. Yeah, that will just do that, and it's a little bit wobbly as well. The current owner is aware of that, so are we. We're pricing it accordingly. And also, let's get in the car here. There's a couple of other things as well, just to make you totally aware of. Now let me just turn the car over. Starts first time, as you can see, but not all of the warning lights go off. Those two you can see there, one is the handbrake, which I can take off, but that orange light just over there, that is your engine management light, which is usually a major problem. Now on this occasion, the current owner has had it checked out. That is to do with the lambda sensor on the exhaust, which is just something that registers emissions. They can get blocked up with leaves, so these things are very temperamental and can be quite expensive to fix just for the labour, even if you don't need parts. So, as is sometimes the case, and is the case in this instance, the current owner has decided not to fix that. It's passed 2 MOTs, they tell me, since this light has appeared, and is not something that they are worried about. I've driven the vehicle. Sell Your Car UK drives all the vehicles that we apply for sale, and this car is no different, and this car drives absolutely lovely. It's a 1.8 litre manual, and it really does drive lovely, and I'm not worried by that engine management light either. Now down here, another little problem is if I put it on 1, nothing happens. We can hear a noise, but nothing's happening. Now the air conditioning is working, but you've just got to get to 3. And then you can maybe hear that as well at home, and that is lovely and cool air coming out of there. And if I turn this to hot, instantly that is lovely and hot. So the air conditioning, and back to cold, it's cold. The air conditioning is working absolutely fine. It's just not working on 2 or 1 or 0. Would you get that fixed? It's all more money, and it's not that important, which is again the reason why it hasn't been fixed by the current owner and is being sold as such with the car. But those are the only faults. So we've got the boot, the air conditioning, the engine management light, and a squeaky driver's side door, which you'll hear now. Hardly. You hardly heard that. I hardly heard that. So if you heard that, you've got very good speakers. So as we come back out of the car now, that is this C-Max. It's in great condition on the inside. It's in good condition on the outside. It's been looked after, but we don't obviously have all the bills, but that's reflected in the price. So how much is it? Well, if you want it, it's £2,750, and that includes tax until the 31st of October 2012. If you want it, you know where to come for it. Sell Your Car UK.